What's up, future millionaires? Today in this video, I'm going to show you how I made $10,000 in a matter of 4 hours. So if you want to see exactly how I did it and learn how you can implement it for yourself, stay tuned for this video. Alright guys, so I don't want to waste your time, so let's jump right into it. How did I make $10,000 in 4 hours? Well, it's a little bit of an interesting story, so let me jump right into it. But in a second, I'm going to show you exactly how this entire system works inside my computer, but I just want to give you guys a quick brief of exactly what happened. So this was like a couple weeks ago, I believe. It was like, it was May 31st, and I had a meeting with a very large client at about 12 o'clock p.m. So, and guess what? 1 hour later, I actually had a live training set up that I had been running Facebook ads for about 2 weeks for. So 12 o'clock p.m., I have a meeting with this huge client, $5,000 deal. I closed the deal, get paid $5,000 right on the spot to run Facebook ads for them. That's it. What happened next was I already had this webinar set up. I had about 500 people sign up for this webinar. I spent about $1,000 on Facebook ads, and I got about 100 people to attend. Now I made some really big mistakes that I'll tell you how to fix later, but the next thing is I got 100 people actually to attend like the entire webinar, and from that we had $5,000 in sales from that webinar within the first couple hours. And I'll show you guys all proof of this either on the screen now or in a second. So if you want to know, one, how I got this client to pay me $5,000, I'm going to give you guys the exact background story and how I got this client and what exactly I'm doing for them. And two, I'm going to show you the exact process and how I set up this webinar that generated me thousands of dollars in just a couple hours. So if you guys want to see both of those and the exact how-to behind how I made $10,000 in 4 hours, stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll show you literally everything. So as far as the $5,000 client, I'll be honest with you guys. Yes, I did get slightly lucky on this one, but it's all about in entrepreneurship, creating opportunities that allow you to get lucky, because everybody gets lucky in entrepreneurship at one point. But honestly guys, this is the one day that's going to change my entire year. This was literally the difference between me, I believe, making $150,000 this year and $500,000 this year. Not because of the $5,000 per month client that they're paying me, but because of the leverage that gives me. Because now that I've scored a $5,000 per month client, I can leverage that to make more sales. I can leverage that for getting other clients and just so many different things. It's a really big advantage. So how did I get this $5,000 per month client? Well, to put it simply, it came through my YouTube and personal brand. Guys, personal brand is such an amazing thing, but the downside, of course, is personal brand takes years to build up. So if you're in social media marketing or Facebook ads, you can make a couple YouTube videos teaching people or business owners how to do things with Facebook ads. So for example, this specific client, they scheduled an appointment with me after watching one of my videos on how to set up a messenger bot for their business. They scheduled an appointment, and yeah, I get a bunch of appointments for my YouTube videos, but most of them don't really turn into much. And if you guys want to know how I schedule my appointments, it's through Acuity Scheduling, and I added a link to my YouTube videos on how to get to my website and stuff like that. This client set a meeting. Going into the meeting, I knew nothing about, I had no idea this is going to be a big client. And after the first meeting, they gave me access to their ad account, and they told me all this money they were spending. They're spending about 20 grand per month on Facebook advertising. And I'll be completely honest, and I apologize if he's watching this video, but the Facebook ads, they were pretty bad, and they could definitely use a lot of improvement, but they were still generating a lot of leads and they were getting a lot of sales. That's why they're spending so much money on it. So from there, that meeting ended. I just got a bunch of questions out of him to know more about his business, stuff like that. We set up a follow-up meeting, and I basically audited his entire Facebook ads. See, that's the nice thing. If you don't really want to do an audit for somebody that doesn't do Facebook advertising, because it's just pointless, not going to understand anything you're saying. But if you do get a client that is running Facebook advertising already, they already understand stuff, you can run an audit for them. And so I basically showed him exactly what I would do. I put a presentation together, and I walked him through step by step how I would reduce his cost per lead in half. So basically he would either be, one, making double the money, or two, he could spend half of the ad spend and make the same amount of money. So that's where my role came in. And guys, that's the easiest sell to a business, if you can just convince them that I can lower the cost per lead by that much. But this is one of the key differences. Now guys, if you know me, you might know that I'm pretty bad at sales. I'm not anymore, but the beginning, I'm probably one of the least natural salespeople you could ever meet. This meeting was also kind of a turning point for me as well. Now guys, you don't want to think of your clients as you're pitching them. You want to think about, how can I help this person? And you want to be honest with them as possible, because people are just tired of the everyday salesperson. The way I get my clients, the way I think I win over a lot of my clients, is just being completely honest with them. Just like how I probably won over some of you guys as subscribers, is because I just be completely honest and I be real with them. And too many people out there are trying to just pitch clients, and it's never gonna work, guys. The times have changed as far as trying to just like manipulate somebody into buying stuff, and like not completely changed, but people become more aware of it, and people just honestly, they hate salespeople. So I've changed my ways a lot, and in my sales meetings, I've been asking so many more questions rather than just telling them about my services the whole time. So in this one of the biggest changes that I made that allowed me to close this $5,000 per month client that I had failed with before. And guys, by the way, I've gotten other $5,000 deals, but I failed to close them because I didn't do what I'm about to tell you. So make sure you pay close attention to this exact part that I'm gonna tell you about. So as far as closing the deal, one of the most important things that I had changed was throughout my process of showing him how I make changes, I asked him questions to see if he would agree with what I'm saying. So for example, one of the main questions that I would ask is after I showed him the entire audit is I asked, do you feel confident that if I implemented all that I've showed you that I would be able to take the lead from $20, the cost per lead from $20 to $10? And that's the key question there, because you need to be asking these questions throughout the entire time you're explaining your stuff, because you could spend 20 minutes pitching a client and they could understand nothing. But if you ask them questions throughout and don't ask them, does that make sense? Because they're gonna say yes, because they're just used to saying yes to that answer. But if you ask them specifically what you've just talked about, then you'll know for sure if they agree or not. Because if they say no, then all I need to do is explain more in detail and ask him more questions to figure out. So I might say, if he said no, I would say maybe, why do you think that this would not reduce the cost per lead? And just say it in a nice way. Don't say it in like an argumentative way, but just ask questions to dig deeper on what their true reasoning is. And guys, this is one of the biggest sales changes I made. 80 to 90% should be you asking questions. 80 to 90% should be the client talking, and the other percent should be you talking. So your client should be doing most of the talking, because at that point, what you want to do is make the clients sell themselves. You can't just convince somebody to, you can if you're kind of lucky, but you need to try to get the client to convince themselves that your service is what they want. So I asked that question at the end of the meeting, and I pretty much knew I was done. I gave him the price straight at $5,000, because guys, the amount of work that you're doing doesn't really matter. It's all about the value that you're bringing. So if I can take them from $750,000 per year to 1.5 million, $5,000 is nothing. So if you guys want to get high ticket clients, the real biggest change that you can make is just figuring out, finding more businesses, taking more time to prospect. And yes, of course, I did get a little bit lucky, but this kind of shows you there are clients like this out there. And there's clients like this out there that are $22,000 clients. I actually had one of my students close in my 6-figure agency program, close a $22,000 client. It's crazy what's out there, guys. So just to summarize, we had 3 meetings total. The second meeting was basically me closing them. And at the end, he said he just honestly needed some time to think about it. So, and yeah, it wasn't like a real objection. He was basically closed. Like I pretty much asked, is there any reason that you'd see us not doing this deal? And he pretty much said no. So I just gave him about another week because he was on vacation. Had one last meeting. He scheduled and I got really scared. He canceled an hour before our meeting, so I got kind of scared. But we set up a follow-up meeting the next day and he did show up, and that was on May the 31st. And that's when we actually closed the deal. He paid while I was on the phone. That's pretty much it. Deal's done, and we've been getting him some amazing results. We've actually already been about 1 to 2 weeks in, and we've already provided the cost per lead has already been cut in half. So that's that's my story on how I got a $5,000 client. And how can you replicate this? Well, the main thing that you're gonna do is take more time to search and dig and stuff like that. And post in the Facebook groups, offer free things that people are gonna want in a Facebook group that might have people that are already running Facebook ads and spending tons of money on Facebook ads. Guys, there's so many people out there that are spending enormous amounts of money on Facebook ads. You just have to go out and search for them and find them. Or the other option, if you want to generate opportunities like this, is make YouTube videos that are gonna rank for a specific thing. So let's say, for example, you wanna get a dental client, you can make a YouTube video on how to run Facebook ads for dentists, and dentists will watch your video because they'll search for that and watch your video, because I've done the same thing for a lot of other niches. And then you'll get people contacting you at the end of the video. You can say, if you want me to set up these Facebook ads for you, then you can set up a free call with me and we can work out a strategy. And if you like what you see, then we can end up to work together. And it's that simple because you've already pre-sold them in the YouTube video. That's a really low-key strategy I've seen like nobody use. So for the second part of this video, we're gonna jump on my computer and I'm gonna show you exactly how I set up a live webinar that generated me $5,000 in sales in 4 hours. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so this is the exact system I set up to generate me that other $5,000. So this is just a quick funnel outline. You guys can take a screenshot of this, whatever you want, so you can be able to use this in the future. But guys, like I could do this even if I didn't have a personal brand. So this is possible to do without a personal brand as well. And you can sell a program to teach people how to do anything. Teach people how to knit socks. It doesn't matter what it is. But in my case, it's teaching people how to build a Facebook ads agency. So you can do the same exact thing and create a program on how to do anything and do this exact same process. So don't feel like if you don't have a personal brand, this is not possible. It is possible. Even if you don't have your own product, you can still run something like this, but do it to an affiliate product. So guys, this works no matter what. Let me show you the exact process and how I made the other $5,000. So basically how it starts out, and I'm going to show you what this actually looks like here in a second, but this is the funnel that I ran people through. But I had one main ad, and this is just for my next one. So you guys are going to see this in real life in a second. So I basically ran a live webinar on YouTube on May 31st, and I basically taught people how to build a six-figure agency and gave some immense value in that live training. If you guys missed that one, make sure you show up to the next one and sign up whenever you see the ads. But I had basically an ad that I ran for it, and I got people signed up. I'll show you the ad in a second. I led them to a landing page that I'll show you in a second, and where I captured their email, and I also got them subscribed to my Facebook Messenger bot, because if you guys don't know already, Facebook Messenger bots are really powerful. And then from there, I sent them email, messenger bot, and text reminders, and actually made some mistake with the email. My email reminders didn't work, so I kind of could have actually probably made a lot more from this if I had got my emails to work, because I only got like 100 out of 500 people to show up to the webinar. So that was a pretty big mistake. But from there, I led them and remind them about the live webinar. So when it actually went up, I sent them emails and a link to the live webinar that I held on YouTube. And I did that webinar for about an hour and a half, and then at the end, I basically offered my product as the solution to their problem that they're having, and I basically I sold it straight up. But it's also they're gonna make 10 times more money on the program than it's costing them. So it's a really good deal, honestly. So from there, they either buy after they watch this webinar or they don't buy. So if they don't buy, and I actually didn't have this set up that well, but I'm gonna make it even better. But if they don't buy, I'm gonna set up a couple videos that are gonna show to them whether it's student testimonials or answering their objections and telling them that the offer expires at whatever time that I set, because I only want to keep these limited offers. And then I will also give them some more value by providing them more value through email and messenger bots, just giving them more information and more help to show that I really do care about their success, which I actually do. So that's the funnel outline. Let me show you guys exactly what this looks like. So this is my Facebook Ads Manager that I ran these ads for. And as you can see, I got leads for about less than $2 each. So I'll show you the video in a second, but I pretty much targeted people that are into Tai Lopez and social media marketing. It's double interest targeting. I also did lookalike targeting, and I did my warm audience targeting. And so you can see I got $2 leads for most of those. I ran ads on Instagram and Facebook. I didn't run ads on YouTube that time because my YouTube ads didn't get approved, unfortunately, so I have to fix some issues there. You have to be careful if you run like make money online ads, and actually it looks like these got denied or something, which is interesting, but they were running for a while. I'll have to work on these too. Just so you know, if you run ads in the future, you can't, if you make money online ads, you can't infer that somebody's going to make a certain amount of money from watching your training, just so you guys know. But this is basically the ad, and I tell them what exactly I'm showing them in the ad. Actually, live Facebook ads agency training. It has a video, and that's what the ad looks like. So then after they click on the ad, they get sent to a page like this, and basically they register for the training. They get a pop-up, put in their name and email. Once they submit, I'll just show you guys what it looks like. They get sent to a page like this, and you guys can copy this if you want to. I'll send you reminders to prior to that. Maybe I'll share this funnel in the description, and you guys can reuse this exact one if you want. Just make sure if I share it with you, you have to delete the pixel off of it. That's very important. Or you're going to start... Actually, I'm not going to share this, I don't think, because you guys are going to get the pixel. But I'll send you a link to ClickFunnels to create this if you want to. But this is what they're getting. So I say basically, but wait, click the send a messenger button and you'll get these bonuses. So they send a messenger and they get a message like this. Thanks for registering. In order to get the training bonus, I need to know whether you're serious or not about the live training. And normally there's like a button there, and it may not work because it's a little bit old, but I'll show you what it looks like. So basically they reply because it's already been ran, so it may not be working anymore, but show you what it's like. So this is what they get. It says I'm serious, and then it basically replies and gives them the date and time, sends them some of my YouTube videos, and then just sends them reminders a couple days before. Set this up in ManyChat, so if you guys want to set that up, I have another video on how to do ManyChat stuff. But here's the proof for you guys to show that I actually did make this much. And so I made $3,558 within those couple hours. And from that work that I did in those couple hours, I made more sales the next couple days without doing any extra work. So now, I guess you guys could say I only made like $9,000 in a couple hours, in 4 hours, but I mean, 10,000 just sounds like a lot cleaner number, and also I still did make that from the time that I put in those 4 hours, so I'd still consider it making $10,000 in 4 hours, because just like a normal job, you get paid later for the work you do now, so it still works out. And then also for the client, here's the proof that I got paid $5,000 May 31st. So yeah, that's how I made $10,000 in 4 hours of work. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please just hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And also, if you have any questions, you can of course leave a comment below. If you did find this valuable, I'd really appreciate it. You just show your support whenever possible by subscribing and liking the video. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Go out and set up these systems for yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I work hard every motherfucking day, yeah, yeah, yeah.